Angel looks so cute. I should take a photo. Aw, he's so cute. Hi, my name is Kate. I'm also known as Two Little Kits, and welcome to my FlossTube. And my glasses are disgusting because I've just looked at the camera for a second and seen all the dirt on them. So I will clean them, and in the meantime, let's get started. Don't I look strange without glasses on? Well, I think I do. My desk is covered in stuff. My notes are crazy. I have heaps to chat about from this past fortnight. I don't know where to start. Maybe the best place to start would be with new blog posts on my website. And there's a reason for that. So just hang tight with me. So I have 2 new blog posts on my website. The latest one is called From Robots to Rainbows, IKEA's surprising love affair with cross stitch. You may have heard about IKEA back in, when was it? I wrote it in the post, but I don't remember. Late 2016, they actually created a flyer to send out to people on their mailing list to encourage them to give IKEA their email list. And to do that, they created a cross stitch piece using a machine to create it, which I talk about that in the post, but I feel like that's a bit nerve-wracking. Yeah, they sent it out. I don't know how many they made. I couldn't get a clear indication on how many actual cross stitches they made and sent out. But yeah, they actually used cross stitch to send out a cute little pretend looking email in physical form to, yeah, people that had bought from them before but didn't give their email address. So check that blog post out. I won't go into too much about it, but I just thought it was really interesting and wanted to share my thoughts and share about it on my website. The other blog post that I have is revealing the FlossTube Celebration mystery kit. I wanted to wait a little while after sending out all of the packages for the mystery kit that I did all the way back in May before revealing the finished piece, like what it looked like, because it was a mystery and I didn't want to spoil the mystery for those who had bought the kit. So yeah, I created the blog post and shared the final piece, and this is the final design. So it's a little cute party fox, which I think's adorable, and it was a lot of fun to design and super quick to stitch up, and I think it's cute. And it's sort of out of my usual design style. I don't know what else to say. I just thought it was really cute. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. Check out the description for both blog post links, but for this one as well. On that topic, I wanted to bring up this because I really would like feedback on what you think of the whole concept as a whole. The fact that it was a kit and not just a digital download or something like that. The fact that it was a mystery design, so you didn't know what you were going to get. The fact that there was no tracking, so I was trying to keep costs down as low as possible, especially for overseas customers. And just everything in between, like the design and my lead up to it, and just everything that could be related to this kit as a promotional thing for my FlossTube. I did get a very honest comment on the blog post, which you can read if you want because it's there, and I replied to it and everything. But it did sort of make me think, well, this was a really terrible idea. I shouldn't have done this. But I would very much like feedback on this process because I did feel like it might be kind of cool to have maybe not a Patreon, but something that would be within my website. Because I would like to keep everything on my site, but it's better to be able to collect many customers from different places that don't know me, and that's why I use Etsy and Ko-fi and stuff for my shop. But if I can keep everything on my shop, that'd be great. Tangent aside, that I would create a mystery kit monthly thing, basically, or bi-monthly, or whatever it may be. And it would be a small piece, maybe not this small, might be a little bit bigger, and send it out as cheap as possible for anyone that signs up. So that was what I was thinking would be really cool to do. I have no idea what interest it would have, because and I write this again in the blog post, I didn't get a huge amount of sales for this kit. I didn't expect to be quite honest, but it was a bit lower than I hoped, at least. I'm always tinkering with ideas in my head and in real life. The only way I can know if there is interest is if people actually share their interest. So yeah. Again, this was the finished design for the FlossTube Celebration, and I think it's cute. So there's that. What should we move on to next? Let's move to my finished piece. Why not? Because it's the thumbnail of this video, because I've already taken the photo for the thumbnail, and it's Court of Crows, cross stitch, stitch along. The last part of it came out last week, as in last Friday, so the 4th, I think it was. Yeah, the 4th. It was the queen crow up in here, which I fully expected based on what was already released. I think this is very cute, very adorable. It was so much fun to work on. I reached out to Steph, the designer, today actually, and just sent her a message saying that I finished this on Wednesday and it was so much fun, and because each part was a small amount of stitching, it was always a hit of dopamine completing it each week. So yeah, she's done a great job with this, and I would love to hear your thoughts on this. I actually would also love to hear your thoughts on whether or not this would be a good candidate to submit to the state fair, because I think it's unique. I think I've stitched it very well, especially given the fact that there is so much little color changes. I'm just picking cat fur off it. There's so many little color changes. There's so many bits and pieces in it, but it's not overly complicated. While I was stitching the final crow, I was actually thinking that I might potentially enter this into this year's state fair. I don't know what size it would go into. I was re-looking at the dimensions and the categories, that's the word, for each cross stitch section, because there's only like 4 sections of cross stitch in the Washington State Fair. I think this might fit into the second smallest size, and if that's the case, that's awesome, because I would probably want to enter in something else, another cross stitch. I don't know what cross stitch, but if I'm entering in one and I'm making the trip to do one, I would really like to do multiple pieces and enter in multiple and only have to do one trip. So anyway, let me know what you think. Let me know if you've been stitching this and you finished it, or if you're still going, or if you might pick it up. There's a link for it in the description below. And I did change one thing about it. So the queen crow here, she has a tiny little bit of blush, like the princess one has a little bit of purple blush. I added in that little blush for her because she didn't have any, and I thought that it might look cute if I gave her some blush too. I didn't really fancy the purple, so I did the lightest red within the pattern as her blush. But yeah, ta-da! So obviously, if I do enter that, I have to get it framed. So that'll be the first time that I would be getting something professionally framed, which is kind of scary, but cool as well. I have to find a framer. I'd probably just go to Michael's or something and get it done that way. Let's move to works in progress, because I've got stuff to share. What should my first one be? Let's show how I'm going. I haven't touched this for a couple of days now, but I've been working slowly on the Zodiac Leo piece, which I need to get a groove on because I want to release it a week after I release this. So I think it's the 22nd, 21st. So I've got to pick up the pace a little bit, but I'm not too worried. So this is Zodiac Leo. I don't know if I mentioned, I think I did mention in the last FlossTube that I messed up when I was sharing the pattern. I realized after I recorded the video that I forgot to export the pattern with the number, the Roman numeral 5 up here, and the 4 little dots of white. So I am thinking I won't unpick, I will just stitch over the top of what I've already done here. So yeah, that's just me being a bit lazy. But It's coming along nicely. There's not many more colors to go. Let me know what you think. This will be number 5. Let's do that one last. My next work in progress is the car project that I have going on, which it doesn't look like I've done a lot, unfortunately. Yeah, okay, I thought I lost my needle. This is Night of the Frost Dragon by Flossie Fox Shop, and I unfortunately had to unpick the purple that I'd done here. I've done extra purple now that I've re-stitched it, and this long red line I had to unpick and redo as well. And that is, once again, because of my grid, and I'm just so fed up with this grid, and I'm putting off unpicking it and drawing it on. I don't know why, because I would find it so much easier if I just fixed it now, you know. But I'm being stubborn. But this is where I'm at with this piece now. And yeah, I did have a lot to, I did do a lot of work on it. I actually brought it inside from my car and fixed it in one morning after I dropped my daughter off at a group thing that she's doing over the course of July. And yeah, unpicked all of the bits that I pointed out and re-stitched it all. And that took me like an hour and a half. But yeah, it'll get there. It'll get there. I was showing the pattern sections to my youngest just because she was curious, and she was like, is there a cat? And I'm like, there's got to be a cat. She always does cats in her patterns, and there isn't a cat. So I'm like, oh, womp womp. Why did I just put it in that one? I just put it in the wrong bag. Okay, the next work in progress is what I've been stitching mostly, and I'm getting really close to the next part. I'm just going to move my needle minder actually. What's happening? Okay, so this is Extraordinary Birds by Lola Crow Cross Stitch. I'm onto the teal, which I love this teal color. It's very pretty, and there's a lighter teal and a darker teal actually in the pattern. I don't need the dark teal until later parts, but I'm getting really close to the frame being finished, so that's exciting. I think I've got 3 colors. I'm actually curious now, how many colors do I have to go? So I've got this color, I've got, yeah, three colors to go. So that is excellent. And there's actually probably a new part released today because it's Friday. I'm gonna have a quick look. And then I'll just edit this out. So don't worry, you don't have to watch me look at my computer. Wait, why is it not downloading? So yeah, let me know what you think. I know a lot of you that watch this FlossTube do Lola Crow stitch alongs. So if you're doing the stitch along, let me know, and if you're keeping up, that's awesome. I'm jealous. But share your progress, because today part 8 was released and I'm still working on the frame. I'm gonna keep stitching that today, I think, unless I can get my butt into gear and actually continue stitching the Zodiac piece. But I may end up sort of saying to myself, no, I want to do a fun thing, not a work thing. Anyway, I'm gonna get this compressing. My last work in progress is my flower meadow. I haven't done today's flower yet, but apart from that, I am caught up. This is where we're at. So that's 191 flowers, which, I don't know, I look at it and I'm like, that can't be 191 flowers, but apparently it is. Apparently it is. You're gonna know about it in the IRL section, but this one's sparkly, which was yesterday's flower, and that's because it was my birthday. So yeah, this one's a little sparkly one, just like my girl's birthdays. One's a sparkly, this one's a little sparkle too. And I do a sparkly one for my husband's birthday as well. So yeah, I'm keeping up with that, which is great. I was doing poorly for a little while there and having to do like 15 flowers in one sitting, but I've only had to do 2 in one day. Sorry, I haven't had to do more than 2 in one day for, I would guess, like 3 weeks now. So go me. All right, let's save this pattern. Sweet. Just waiting for the printer to stop printing. Okay, it's finished. Apparently not. Okay, where's my notes? Regarding works in progress stuff, I wanted to get your feedback on something. I've talked about this pattern a couple of times over previous floss tubes. This piece has been in the works for almost a year now. I finally finished unpicking part of it and I'm restitching it. So it's this piece here, which is going to be called Seems Impossible. And as you can see, the text, I'm really struggling on the text. That is both backstitch and cross stitch text. I did have this in white, and in the digital pattern, it looks great. You can read it, no problem. But stitching it up, you could barely read it. And I wanted to do the text, I wanted to try the text in the dark brown. So I think it's DMC 3371, but I was worried that it would kind of blend in too well. So I am doing black, and I would love to know your thoughts now that I've done 2 letters in the first word. I am thinking I might backstitch around all the letters with white, maybe. I don't know, maybe. But I would love to know your thoughts on that. I do have, like I said, backstitch wording as well. That would have to be in black on its own with no white, because you can't really outline backstitch. But I'm so disappointed in this piece, even though I think that, especially if you look at it like further back, like the design looks really nice. I think the graphic itself, and if push came to shove and worst came to worst, I would just fill in the missing cross stitch holes where the text are with the background and call it a day, and just, it's a graphic, if you know what I mean. I don't want to do that. I want it to be a piece that has an inspirational sentence on it. So yeah, this is what it looks like. I would really love to hear your thoughts. So please, if you can, drop a comment below, even if it's something else to try, like even like a tolly floss so that it sparkles a little bit, or yeah, I don't know. Sounds like there's fighting happening downstairs. Anyway, still regarding works in progress, now that I've finished Court of Crows, I was thinking I would really like to pick up one of my previous works in progress that I have in progress. And I thought it would be cool to get your opinion on which one I should pick up. So I have 4 that I'm going to show you that are in various stages of completion. And these are in no particular order too, by the way. So the first one is in a Q-snap, so I'm going to have to undo that. I didn't think of that. Just give me a sec. It could use with some time out of the Q-snap anyway, because it's been in here for probably a year. And it's going to be nice and creased. So this is called The Animal House. It's by Satsuma Street. And yeah, it's like technically 2/3 done, because this has like peaks in it for the house. Yeah, I don't know what I think of this piece, to be quite honest. As you can see, I have begun work on the top parts. So it was 6 parts, I think. Oh my gosh, I can't remember. It was so long ago. Yeah, it was 2002, because I got this when it was released, and I was trying to keep up with the sections, but I just couldn't. But it was like roughly 6 sections, and I was doing them 2 at a time because I was behind straight away. So yeah, I've got that one. That's work in progress number 1 to pick from. Like I said, I'm gonna let that one just relax a little bit and just, thanks Noodle. He's just like, what did I do? I think he just knocked over a box of Lego. The next, I'll put them on my lap. The next work in progress is so close to being done, like it probably should be the one I pick, to be quite honest. This is The Haunted Library, which, oh great, my needle's gone walkabout, unless it's attached somewhere. Oh yeah, there it is. Okay, the needle's in the back. So this is The Haunted Library by Lola Crow Cross Stitch. The main thing that is wrong with this piece that I'm like about is I did not do the back stitching as I was doing each section, because this was a stitch along, and I was just doing the cross stitch, and then I had planned on doing all the back stitch right at the end, which I'm like kicking myself about. But that's that piece, and I am just stitching, cross stitching what is left, which is not a lot because I actively have white on the needle. So you can probably tell that, you know, white is the last one. So it is backstitch heavy of what's left. But that one would be cool to get done just because it's been on my radar for a long time. I left the pattern out for that one. The next work in progress, what was the next one? Oh yeah, this one is Pretty Little Seattle by Satsuma Street again. And this one's pretty close to being done, I think. There's a fair bit left, but you can see that it's mostly filled out pretty well. I'll get closer. I haven't done any of the back stitching, obviously, because I haven't finished the cross stitching. It would be really cool to get this piece done though, because I've got the other two city pieces that go with this one finished already. And then once I got this one, I can figure out how I want to frame them all, which will likely be in 10-inch or 12-inch embroidery hoops. And that would be cool, because they're all places that my husband and I have lived, or roughly places where we've lived. It's like one of them is Sydney, and yes, we lived in Sydney for a year, or north of Sydney for a year, but there isn't a Melbourne one that Satsuma Street's done. And I don't want to get a different designer's Melbourne city because it won't match the style of these ones. But anyway, I have petitioned Jodie from Satsuma Street to make a Melbourne one, but she said it wasn't in her future, so anyway, that's the one. That's another one. And the last work in progress I have is not a lot to look at, to be quite honest, just yet anyway, but it's an embroidery piece. And I haven't done embroidery in ages, so that kind of like makes me lean into wanting to pick this one a little bit more. But you can see the design, and you can see that I've done some stems. This was ages ago. I'd say, if I had to guess, this would have been like a year and a half ago that I started this. And like I'm running out of the flosses that I picked up because I keep pulling floss colors I need for other projects from old works in progress like this one. But yeah, anyway, so those are the 4. Let me know which one you vote for as a work in progress I should pick up. That would be awesome. Comments below, or like DM me or whatnot. I'll probably even do a poll on YouTube that you can pick which one. So yeah, let me know. Other Two Little Kits stuff. I have been too nervous to try start knitting yet, so I haven't done anything. I took the sticker off my knitting needles, but I still have this like this. Nobody commented anywhere I should watch YouTube videos on how to knit. So if you do know someone that's really good at explaining how to knit, please leave their handle, their YouTube handle, in the comments below. That would be ace. But I do have something on that in just a bit, so hang tight. Yeah, there's not really anything other than that that's sort of stitchy related. I haven't been sitting at my desk very much for the last 2 weeks, you know, since last FlossTube, because it's summer holidays. So I don't have the time and the ability to kind of just sit here and hardcore focus on something. It is what it is. This happens every summer, and things are going to change for my family pretty soon, so we'll see how things go. Let's move on to haul, because like I mentioned, it was my birthday and I got some cool things. And one of them you've probably, well, maybe even 2 or 3 of them you may have even noticed or realized. So it was my birthday yesterday. Today is Friday the 11th, so July 10th is my birthday. This is going to tie in, so this is haul and IRL, I guess I should point out. So I had a very chill day, which is exactly what I want on my birthday. I don't want to do anything crazy. I don't want to be expected to do much. I just want to chill on my birthday, in a nutshell. And as some presents that I got, which was way more than I expected, and apparently there's more coming, which I'm like, thank you, oh my gosh, not expected. I got a light box, which is amazing. It's changed the whole way my camera looks, but for a good thing, in my opinion. I had it, oh, my voice broke. I had a little bit of issue trying to figure out the right position for it, so hopefully when I'm editing I'm not like, oh, I hate this. So it is where it is right now, and I may end up changing it. I also got cool little rings, because I want to, the backstory is I want to get back into doing how to embroidery stitch videos, and I noticed my personal preference is when the person's hands are nice and interesting. And I hate that. I hate that I think that, but I got to assume that other people think it too. So like this is one ring that I got, which is a little knuckle ring. It's kind of stuck on my thumb today. But like, you know, it can sit up there as well. But I got 12 little rings, which I took a photo of yesterday. Yeah, they're really cute. And I wear silver. I don't like gold jewelry. I don't think it suits me very well. So yeah, they're just 12 little cute, pretty plain-ish rings, but I picked it out as an idea of something that I could get for my birthday. So it's not like I'm ing them or anything like that. Anyway, the other thing that I got, well, another thing, sorry, I should say that I got is these cool stickers that are gel nail polish. So as you can see, I got all these cute little colors because this is a little pastel pack with just different colors for the different sizes. And I put them on yesterday and it was pretty easy. I didn't do the best job, especially on my right hand because I'm right-handed. And on my right hand, I actually have a funky nail. It's like, you can kind of see this one, it like wraps around further. I only noticed that when I was an adult, that there was a difference with that nail. I never really thought of it before, but yeah, you can see that that nail is slightly wider. Anyway, so I got these, yeah, cute little nail polishes, and I'm really hoping that they will, like my main want for this, because I knew I was getting this for my birthday, my main want for this is to help my nails grow longer and stronger, because these are non-damaging when you take them off. You just put cuticle oil on and you like slide a thing under it, and then you put more oil on and you keep sliding and it just pops off. I hopefully will have these nails for like 2 weeks. That would be great. And then I'll do new ones, and I got 4 different packs of colors, so I'm excited. And I have cute nails, and they feel stronger, which is exactly what I wanted. I wanted to have cute nails that didn't feel so flimsy, because my nails just feel wavy. And the last thing that I got was there was an issue with delivery, which was kind of funny in hindsight, but I got a box called Learn to Knit Kit from my mum. So thank you, Mum. But it got delivered incorrectly. She sent me a message the day before my birthday with a photo that the driver sent. And I'm like, that's not my front door. And she's like, oh no. I'm like, oh no. So I posted in the local Facebook group that I'm part of for the neighborhood. I don't even know if the person saw that post, but a couple of hours later, it turned up on my doorstep. So that was awesome. And apparently, like I said, I'm getting some more things on Monday and I think Friday next week, which is so cool. I would really like to get some new ones of these. There's a couple of designs that are limited edition that I would love to get right now. So I'm trying to figure out a sneaky way to ask my husband how to get these before they are no longer available. But I also have a 50% discount basically. So we'll see. The other haul that I have gotten, which I have nothing to show you unfortunately because it's digital right now, is I signed up for the pre-order for Fine Frog Stitching's next stitch along, which is called Twigs Tea. I got the silver bundle, which means I'm going to get a really cute little needle minder and some stickers, as well as access to the stitch along. So that's the same person that did the quarter crows design. So I'm excited. Her frame looks really cute and we should get it, I think, at the start of August. I consider that haul as well. And yeah, the last thing to talk about is IRL stuff, which there isn't much to talk about because I've already talked about my birthday and there was only 2 things on my IRL list to talk about. One was my birthday. Yeah, I had a very nice birthday. I went over to my husband the day before. I'm like, can we have cake, please? And he's like, oh my God, yes, I didn't even think of that. Thank you for letting me know. So we had this amazing looking cake that was really tasty, and I'm gonna have some more once I've finished recording, I think, because we have so much, and it was very tasty. And I'm pretty sure my youngest daughter picked it out because it's blue, and she knows that my favorite color is blue. She's really into knowing what people's favorite colors are. It's very cute. I got presents, and I got a card, and I got a terrible dinner, which is fine because I didn't have to cook it. But on Thursdays, we always do McDonald's because my oldest has speech therapy and it ends sort of at dinner time. And so we pick that up and continue on our way home from that, because McDonald's is not close by to our house, but it is on the way home from her therapy. So yeah, I didn't want to have McDonald's for my birthday, so I got Chipotle as well as the rest of the family getting McDonald's. So I think I have that for lunch today, or dinner if I decide that, but I probably want to have what we have for dinner tonight because I can't eat much. So I ordered a small amount and I barely had half of it, and so I've still got a whole meal of it. Anyway, but that was my birthday. The other thing that happened was 4th of July. And as you can, if you don't know, you can probably tell that I'm not American, but I do live in America. So we are raising 2 girls in America. We want to do things that are American for them. And I messaged a couple of my youngest friends' parents about a week before the 4th of July. I'm like, what do you guys do on 4th of July? Because what we did last year was kind of terrible. And they're like, hey, we go to the local field where they actually do the fireworks, and you watch them pretty much like underneath the fireworks. And I was a bit skeptical. I didn't know if my oldest would be okay with it. So I brought loop earplugs that she could wear under her regular noise cancelling earphones. And I brought her backup noise cancelling headphones for my youngest, just in case, basically. And so we met up with 2 of their families, and one of those families brought one of their neighbors, which happened to actually be their daughter is friends with my oldest. So everybody had a really good time. Everybody had a friend to sit with, and yeah, it was lovely. I don't know if I've mentioned this last year, but I could never get sick of fireworks. I love them. I think they're great, and being that close was definitely awesome. I was worried it would be too close, but no, it was amazing. We had a really good night. Trying to get back to the car was terrible, and trying to get back home was even worse, but we made it home safe, and that's what matters. So anyway, the last thing that I want to just point out is this t-shirt. I really love this design. I'll stand up. Well, I'll kneel on my chair anyway. Oh, so this is one of my merch designs. This is called Stalk Scissors, and I haven't talked about my merch for a while, and I haven't done any new designs in even longer, but you can get this t-shirt in different colors as well. So if you like this design or the idea of Stitchy related apparel and merchandise, check out my website. There will be links in the description. Yeah, that would be great. I need to sit down and actually, because I talked about this ages ago. I split my Etsy store and took all my merch and apparel off my Etsy store, and that's now my pattern store. And I set up a new store that is going to house all of my merch and apparel, and I haven't set it up still, so I need to do that. Hold me accountable that I have at least begun that process next FlossTube, please. That would be great. Anyway, that's it. That's all. I'm not going to keep thinking about other stuff because I've just seen that little clock, and that's a lot to edit. So, oh my God. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for your feedback. Don't forget to leave a comment. Some of the things that I asked questions about are what you think about the FlossTube Celebration piece and just a mystery kit as a whole, and whether or not you would think it would be cool to have a mystery pattern delivered to you either once a month or once every 2 months. Let me know. Let me know if you're going to do the Twigs Tea stitch along with me. There'll be a link in the description on where you can pick up that. You may not be able to get the bundles anymore because her bundles sold out really fast last stitch along, so it might be the same for this one. And let me know which work in progress I should pick back up. So yeah, those are just some questions that I've asked that you can leave comments on below. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you're not already. I really appreciate you being here. Your support means so much to me, and yeah, I can't express how much it means to me. So thank you very much, and until next time, I will see you on the internet. Bye.